Have you ever wondered why Singapore, despite being one of the smallest nations on Earth, continues to be the beating heart of Southeast Asia? In a region filled with diverse cultures, rising economies, and powerful neighbors, how does this tiny island nation manage to stay at the center of everything, from business and technology to education and diplomacy? In today's video, we'll dive deep into why Singapore will always be the heart of Southeast Asia in 2025. From its unmatched economy to its influence in global trade, from its cultural diversity to its political stability, every factor proves that Singapore isn't just another city, it's the pulse that keeps the entire region alive. So if you love learning about world countries, regional power shifts, and hidden truths behind success stories, make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and join our journey here on infoSphere. Now let's uncover what makes Singapore so special in 2025. The economic powerhouse of Southeast Asia. Singapore's economy remains the lifeblood of Southeast Asia. In 2025, it continues to rank among the top 5 global financial centers, handling nearly 1/3 of all financial transactions across the region. Despite having a population smaller than most Southeast Asian cities, Singapore's GDP per capita stands among the highest in the world, a clear indicator of wealth and efficiency. This isn't accidental. The city-state's economic strategy focuses on stability, innovation, and international openness. Global companies from the United States, Europe, China, and Japan have their regional headquarters in Singapore, making it a bridge for global trade in Asia. About 70% of multinational corporations entering Southeast Asia first establish offices in Singapore due to its transparent legal system and advanced financial infrastructure. Singapore doesn't just fuel its own economy, it fuels the region's. Neighboring countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam rely heavily on Singapore's ports, logistics systems, and investments. Simply put, if Southeast Asia's economy were a body, Singapore would be its heart, pumping financial blood through every vein. The trade and logistics hub, connecting the region. Trade is the foundation of Singapore's success. In 2025, the Port of Singapore remains one of the world's busiest, handling over 85 million containers annually. But it's not just the scale that matters, it's the connectivity. Singapore links more than 600 ports across 120 countries, making it a global artery for goods and services. Its strategic position at the crossroads of the Indian Ocean and the South China Sea gives it unmatched control over maritime routes. Every major shipping line passes through Singapore at some point, making it the natural connector between East and West. But the magic doesn't stop at the port. Changi Airport, named the world's best multiple times, connects Singapore to over 150 cities globally. Millions of passengers travel through Singapore each year, using it as a transfer point between Asia, Europe, and the Americas. That's why trade experts often say, if goods stop moving through Singapore, Southeast Asia stops breathing. The innovation and technology capital of Southeast Asia. By 2025, Singapore has firmly positioned itself as the Silicon Valley of Southeast Asia. With strong government support for digital innovation, nearly 80% of Singapore's economy is now tech-driven. From AI development to fintech solutions and green technologies, Singapore leads the region's digital transformation. Tech giants like Google, Meta, Amazon, and Microsoft have all expanded operations here. The city's Smart Nation initiative has transformed public services from digital identity cards to fully automated transportation. Every Singaporean citizen now benefits from a seamless integration of technology in daily life. Universities like the National University of Singapore and Nanyang Technological University rank among the world's top for engineering, data science, and innovation, attracting brilliant minds from around the globe. The result? A continuous flow of ideas, startups, and global partnerships. This technological heartbeat not only keeps Singapore ahead, but also helps modernize neighboring countries. It exports not just products, but knowledge, progress, and the future. The diplomatic bridge of Asia. Singapore's influence isn't just economic, it's deeply diplomatic. The nation is respected for its neutrality, stability, and role as a peace broker. In 2025, While other Southeast Asian nations face political turbulence, Singapore remains a model of consistency. It has maintained friendly relations with both the United States and China, something few countries can manage in the current geopolitical climate. This unique position allows Singapore to serve as a mediator for ASEAN decisions, trade disputes, and even international summits. World leaders trust Singapore as neutral ground for dialogue. It hosted several major global conferences, from climate forums to defense talks. Through diplomacy, Singapore amplifies ASEAN's voice and ensures the region remains balanced amid superpower tensions. In essence, while other nations fight for influence, Singapore quietly earns it through respect, integrity, and wisdom. The cultural melting pot of Southeast Asia. Despite being small, Singapore represents the diversity of the entire region. Malays, Chinese, Indians, Eurasians, and countless expatriates from every continent live side by side in harmony. This multiculturalism isn't chaos, it's balance. Singapore celebrates holidays from every major religion, and you can hear multiple languages spoken on every street corner. The blend of tradition and modernity is what gives Singapore its heartbeat, a fusion of Southeast Asian soul and global sophistication. Food, art, architecture, and festivals from all over the region converge here, making Singapore a living museum of Southeast Asian unity. In 2025, it's not just a country, it's the embodiment of what Southeast Asia stands for: diversity, coexistence, and progress. This cultural unity is also why millions of tourists continue to flock to Singapore every year. They come not only for the skyline but for the soul, the unique mix of Asia that can only be found here. The green and sustainable future leader. In 2025, Singapore has transformed into a pioneer of green urban living. With over 50% of its land area covered by greenery and rooftop gardens, it's the greenest city in Asia. The government's long-term vision to achieve net zero emissions by 2050 is already well underway. Electric vehicles dominate the streets, renewable energy powers most public buildings, and waste management systems are automated for maximum efficiency. The Marina Barrage, solar-powered housing estates, and water recycling technologies show the world that even the smallest nation can lead in environmental innovation. Other Southeast Asian countries look to Singapore for guidance in sustainable urban planning. It proves that modern development doesn't have to destroy nature, it can thrive alongside it. Singapore's green heart beats strong, setting an example for the entire region. Singapore isn't just another country on the map. It's the rhythm of Southeast Asia itself. From trade to technology, culture to diplomacy, and sustainability to stability, every pulse of the region connects back to this island nation. While others chase size, Singapore proves that greatness isn't about how big your land is, it's about how powerful your vision is. As 2025 unfolds, one truth remains unshakable: Singapore will always be the heart of Southeast Asia, keeping the region alive, connected, and inspired. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to infoSphere, where we uncover the stories behind global nations and their incredible journeys. Tell us in the comments below, do you think Singapore will continue to lead Southeast Asia for decades to come? Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.